Silence can be something that feels imposed on us. It can also offer a space in which to be ourselves without the distractions of intrusive noise around us. Although we cannot, of course, escape completely from sound in our inner and outer worlds. Let's take a moment to experience that silence. If you manage to relax into that relative soundlessness and create a space for your reflections and thoughts, how did that feel? All too often, we feel silence as something oppressive. It often seems to emerge out of the demands of voices around us. That silence represents a forced withdrawal of our voice, as opposed to an active choice to step into a place where there are no voices. It can often feel, in our corporate settings, as though silence is being conducted around us, orchestrated by people who normally exercise their power through voice, but now conducted culturally through a range of social practices and cultural expectations, all of which tends to deny the virtue of silence. There are many instances where we can recognize a powerful message arising out of someone's silence, but here is a reminder that in our text-filled world, stopping talking and stepping into silence allows room for us to appreciate the context in which we find ourselves and to which we contribute. Where we opt for silence, we need to take account of the message that it might be sending to those around us. This is particularly important for those who occupy the upper echelons of a hierarchy. Every word you say will be hung upon, and every facial expression and physical gesture will be scrutinized. But, by the same token, your silence has the potential to impact those around you, particularly when it's unclear as to why you have chosen to withdraw your voice. Sometimes our voices seem inviting, yet are actually silencing. It feels as though a conversation is taking place insofar as two people look to be speaking and having an exchange. But behind what appears at first to be the positive language used, particularly by the speaker who occupies a higher position in the hierarchy, there is a silencing. The other speaker's voice looks to be being listened to, but quite simply is not being heard. When we think about dialogue, we need to remind ourselves to use silence as an invitation for another to speak. That needs us to actively refuse to jump into what can sometimes feel to be avoided, but is actually a fertile gap in the midst of the conversation. In corporate contexts, there is something called the Babel hypothesis, the notion that the person who speaks the most in a social context is probably the leader. And similarly, those peers around us who speak most are most likely to progress into leadership positions. Ultimately, we can use silence to offer us room in which to think and also to develop perspectives and ideas. The workplace is packed with activity and with noise, all of which creates the illusion of achievement and productivity. But that clatter may simply be a lot of loudness for no good purpose. In a focused period of quiet, as an individual or in a group of others in the workplace, would be considerably more useful and meaningful in terms of progress. It It's also important to recall that totalitarianism arises out of myriad, seemingly minor infringements. Once aggregated, their collective impact is profound, but each element in and of itself can nudge people as it passes them, but leave them thinking, oh, it was just a small thing. We often silence ourselves on the basis of what we think others will think of us on the basis of what we think, say, or do. Here, we see another type of silence alongside that which we choose as an act of individual agency and that which is imposed on us. This is a hybrid silence where we apparently choose not to say what we think or believe in light of what we assume others are thinking. This is totalitarianism that stomps around in our own heads, facilitated by our need to be part of a group, and the agreed views and ideas that often tacitly bind together the group to which we wish to belong.